largest exporter of soybeans, with China as its largest market. On the ninth slide here, this graph displays the Brazil GDP over the past years. It went from minus 450 but to the positive side of this circumstance, it went to regular 50 to 200. While on the down part here, you see 400, 800, the H as it grows, 1,200, 1,600. The export, like soybeans, iron, oil, coffee, sugar, they sell like sugar to particularly Europe and Asia and more, but these are the basic ones. Coffee is the largest producer and exporter of coffee globally. Oil, Brazil has significantly increased its oil exports since the discovery of offshore pre-salt oil reserves. The iron here in this slide, you see visual stacked area graph test. It talks about things like the export as well. The iron ranks among the top exporters of iron ore, particularly to China, Statista. Importantly, the import machinery and equipment. This graph shows the height of inflation and the deflation period from each year and how it went on till 2023. Examples of products from imports are machinery and equipment, chemical products. Brazil imports large amount of machinery for its industrial sector, particularly from US and Germany. Chemical products, pharmaceutical and fertilizers are key inputs to support Brazil's agricultural sector. Here, it shows GDP change in the certain periods within those years. And I hope that which fluctuated with the economy. This rate shows it. And it talks about the prices and the countries. Brazil? Yeah. Hi, my name is Lomota, and I am talking about Brazil's macroeconomic indicators. Unemployment in Brazil. Labor force size. Brazil labor force in 2023 is approximately 107 million people, with growth over the past 20 years driven by demographic trends and urbanization. High BGE. Dominant sectors in employment, agriculture and industrial. Brazil's industrial sector. Here you see the graph is showing the map of the rate at which it increased, inflation and deflation. Here we can see that this covers a lot of people. Some people were employed, some were being educated, they were going to school, earning and unemployment by educational attainment. Therefore, this also talks about skilled and unskilled labor. Brazil labor market features a mix of skilled and unskilled labor. Skilled and unskilled workers as well. In this diagram where the arrow is pointing at here, you see the list accordingly outlined and the rate. Agriculture, services, industry are all dominant sectors in employment. Skilled versus unskilled labor. Brazil labor market focuses on some of the oil, retail, tourism, oil refining is another key employer. Brazil labor market features a mix of skilled and unskilled workers. Skilled labor is in demand, particularly in sectors such as technology and engineering. The government purchase is right here with 2943.9 billion, while the net export was 706.5 billion. The consumption right here in the green part of this graph was 10169.5 billion. Investment. The investment here is 2013.6 billion. The GDP per capita increased significantly during the period of high economic growth, benefiting from the boom in the commodity exports. Economic survey. GDP per capita fell sharply during the recession. Here, in the seventh slide, here talks about inflation policy and measurement in Brazil. The inflation policy and the price varies from each other. Economic growth analysis. Notable growth phases 2004 to 2008. The growth of the Brazilian economy was driven by the demand for agriculture commodities, oil, and mining exports, leading to high GDP per capita increase growth. 2015 to 2016, the economy entered a severe recession during this period, and the GDP contracted by 3.5% in 2015, leading to a drop in per capita economy and the income. This was exacerbated by political scandals and global commodity price declines. Brazilian Ministry of Finance, it is quoted there, in 2021 to 2023, post-pandemic recovery led to strong growth in agriculture. And here it shows